And coming on the side of intellectual disability and the sector, and before we go delve into specific disabilities, but broadly seeing in terms of the delivery of quality of services, if you just paint a picture for the audience, what has happened in the last decade, and just before the decade, just link it with the state-based system as well. So how the transition and the quality of service provision.
Going back in time, of course, it was a state and territory-based system, and it was very much grant-based, with some element of personal funds, but predominantly grant-based. And some providers, or in larger providers, some parts of those providers were providing very good support, but it was really quite dependent on the provider. And of course, the person with disability didn't have so much choice. With the move to the NDIS and the quasi-market which exists now, to some extent, people do have choice and they are voting with their feet about how they want their services delivered. We still, though, have work to be done on ensuring that the choices people are making are in fact delivering high quality support. If we think of the death of Anne-Marie Smith, she thought she was choosing a good service provider. She thought she had a good worker in terms of Rosa Mayoni. Now, Rosa, of course, has now been convicted of Anne-Marie's manslaughter. I believe in markets somewhat. My original training is in economics, so of course I'm going to believe in markets, but I'm also very conscious of the limitations of markets. And one of the areas in which markets are not always good is in relation to quality, especially in relation to human services, where knowing how good a provider is or how good a worker is in advance is actually really challenging.